Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's Juan Solo here with ASQD Gaming, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for tuning in today for some more Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about some new intel items that have been recently found that kind of give us a little bit of a look behind the curtain when it comes to how and when Nomad, Midas, and Holt got off the island, as well as why the homesteaders are not taking part in the fight against the Bodark forces. So with that being said, real quick before we jump into it, if you guys go on to enjoy the video, a like rating would be super appreciated. Also, for those of you that may be new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on those post notifications so you do not miss any of my future uploads. Also, if you wish to support the creation of more content here on the channel, make sure to hit that join button next to the subscribe button to become a channel member. It will be the top link down below in the description, so make sure to go check it out. So there are a couple of new collectibles that you can actually find in the open world that kind of gives us a little bit more of the story of how Nomad, Holt, and Midas got off the island. But we're going to start right back at the very start of the Operation Motherland DLC. Right when you go over and you click on that and you go into the new conquest mode, you're greeted with this here where it says, with help from the CIA, Aroa's borders finally opened up to the world. Nomad, Midas, and Holt were exfiltrated, bringing the Ghost mission on Aroa to an official close. The U.S. Army was set to take the reins on island-wide proceedings, and then that leads into Operation Motherland, which takes place 3 months after the events of Ghost Recon Breakpoint's main story. But once you land on the island and you start taking part in the events of Operation Motherland, if you decide to actually go back and try to go to Erawan, you're actually not allowed to go inside, and it's basically because the homesteaders have kind of locked that place down. They don't want anything to do with the fight between the outcasts and Bodark. Even though Nomad has returned to assist with the CIA, they want no part in this, and if you actually go to Erawan, you get a little bit of a dialogue thing with Karen Bowman, as well as you get an intel item that kind of gives you a little bit more backstory of the conversation that Ito, the leader of the Outcasts, had with Mad Schulz.
Bowman, this is Nomad. I tried to get into Erawan, but it's totally sealed off. Are Schultz and the homesteaders okay?
They're alive. They've committed to supporting the outcasts and a new Aroan nation, but otherwise refused to take up arms for the cause. They've suffered a great deal already. Don't count on them. Erawan will remain closed until the conflict is over.
Could've used the help, but I understand. I'll keep going on my own.
So as you guys can see here, we have a radio conversation between Mad Schulz and Haruhi Ito, and with that, Ito says, have the homesteaders made a decision about the conquest? Schulz says that they've discussed the proposition of an alliance, but it's been rejected. The arrangement looks too much like war for their liking. They feel like they've suffered enough, and I agree, we aren't trained soldiers. We'd be slaughtered despite dwindling Sentinel forces. Ito goes on to say, but the outcasts are well trained now and they can protect you. Schulz goes on to say that he's not going to bet homesteader lives on that promise, not after they made their wishes clear they don't want to fight. Ito goes on to say that we'll have the CIA on our side, and Schulz goes on to say that he doesn't trust the CIA. Their track record for aiding rebellions is shoddy at best, which it looks like Schulz really doesn't like the presence of the CIA on the island of Aroa. But Ito goes on to say that the Ghost 2 Nomad will help us, and this is where I was very intrigued because Schulz doesn't sound very happy. He goes on to say that Nomad will keep the CIA in check, I guess, but Nomad also left Aroa without finishing the job. We're still here cleaning up the mess. The homesteaders are out, Ito. We're sealing Erawan. I'm sorry. She goes on to say that I won't lie to you and say that I'm not disappointed, but I get it. The homesteaders will want to see how this whole thing shakes out, I'm sure. And Schulz finishes up with, we're rooting for you. If you win, you'll have our full support. Just keep Aroa free and we'll follow you. So it seems to me that Schulz really isn't too happy with Nomad, being the fact that Nomad technically left the island before the job was finished, but hopefully Schulz doesn't hold a grudge for too long. And now we're in the situation that we're in here with Operation Motherland. We have a bunch of different countries surrounding the island that all want to take their share of the drone technology, but you also have this Russian special forces in Bodark that want to incriminate Russia, and they're not really acting on Russia's behalf, but they're trying to make it seem that way, and Mad Schulz wants nothing to do with this fight. So now if you head over to the Schulz homestead, you're actually going to find a new collectible that is actually Nomad sending a message back to Schulz after they get off the island, and it reads as follows. Mads, the Ghost team's exfiltration went off without a hitch. Holt needs surgery, but he's keeping optimistic. Midas will need a lot more healing. His chances for full recovery remain to be seen. It's not ideal, but we're glad to be back on American soil. I just wanted to thank you for making room for us. The homesteaders saved my men, and I will never forget that. By the time you get this, the U.S. Army should be landing on Aroa. They know that the homesteaders are trusted allies and deserve our protection. I know they'll do right by you. Take it easy, old man. Nomad. So being the fact that there's only 3 months between the events of Ghost Recon Breakpoint's main story and Operation Motherland, this was obviously sent shortly after Nomad got off the island, but little did Nomad know he was going to be heading right back to that same island in about 3 months to help the outcasts take back over the island as a neutral state. And I do find that very interesting. We did get these little pieces of information. We obviously didn't get a cutscene, and we didn't really get to play out that extraction in the actual game, but they are giving us little nuggets of information and stuff left behind by Mad Shulls as well as Nomad. That kind of gives us little clues to the puzzle on how Nomad escaped. I do want to give a huge shout out to Nomad over on Twitter. He actually tagged me in a post and showed me this one here from the letter from Nomad to Shulls. But overall, that is going to do it for the video. I just kind of wanted to bring this to your guys' attention. For those of you that don't go and hunt down collectibles, it is pretty cool because we do get a little bit of a backstory on exactly how the events at the end of the Ghost Recon Breakpoint story ended and then led us to Operation Motherland. But like I said, that's all for the video. If you guys enjoyed it, you are excited that Operation Motherland is finally here, and we do have a little bit more information on exactly how Nomad escaped the island of Aroa. Make sure to drop a like on the video and also subscribe if you are new to stay up to date on all content surrounding Ghost Recon Breakpoint here on the channel moving forward. But that is going to do it for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.